materials for the Crayon banner that we're gonna make. You need some die cut letters. I bought these at the dollar stores and they're 4 inches. I don't know if they have smaller ones. I haven't checked about that, but they have these. And they come in primary colors like green, red, yellow, blue. I haven't seen other colors, but if you find some of the colors that you need, then go ahead and do those. If you can't find these, then you can get at your craft store these stencils. You punch them out and then you can trace them, and then your letters will look like this. You can make them with construction paper and you can make it the color that you need. You're also going to need some glue, either the liquid or the glue stick, whatever you prefer, a pen, a marker, a pencil, a ruler, some twine or ribbon, and that is to tie up all your pieces for your banner. And you're gonna also need construction paper. I got this one at a craft store as well. It's Recollections brand, and they come in different colors. This one is the brights, and I also have this one, which are the primary colors, but I know they come in neon, they come in pinks, they come in blues, so it's whatever option you need. And you're also gonna need some scissors. Let's get started. Just a quick side note, if you're gonna do these letters here, the die cut letters, you're gonna need 2 packs of these. And the reason why, it's because if you're gonna spell out happy birthday, you're not gonna have enough letters because there's only one Y, as you can see here. So you're gonna need 2. So here I have already some crayon shaped cutouts that I made earlier, and I'm gonna show you how to do this. I had and grabbed one of my piece of construction paper, like one of the regular size ones that it's 8.5 by 11. I put it down and then I measured up one of my letters, whichever letter you want. Try to make sure that you get one that it's kind of like big on the bottoms, so you can see more or less where it's gonna land. Don't grab an eye or something like that because it's not gonna fit. Grab one of the thick ones. I mean white ones. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna measure and see where exactly you want your width of your crayon to be. When I did mine, I didn't want that much space. I mean, it made no sense to do that. But it's really up to you how much spacing you want. So I did it like this. But you want to make sure that you leave some spacing so it's not overlapping or coming out. I'm going to show you the measurements of this in the bottom in the description box, so that way you can more or less have an idea. And if I could upload a template, then I would do that for you guys. But as far as this, I mean, you can make it as thick or as skinny as you want. And it also depends on the letters that you use. If I do a template, it's going to be for the die cut ones. Also, if you have a machine like a Gluette or a Cricut, I'm sure that it's going to be a lot easier on you because you can make your letters and you can make your crayons however you want. I don't know if you guys can see here that I traced the actual shape of the crayon. Basically, let me just explain it. It's kind of hard to do it when you just have one hand, but let me see if I could explain it now that it's traced. Basically, after you get the thickness of your letter that you're gonna have over there, you're gonna want to measure an equal amount of spacing. I have it in centimeters, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with. If you're more comfortable with centimeters, then measure in centimeters. This is about 0.2 inches or so from each side. Just make sure it's right dead in the center. After you do that, since this one is a V, it's easier to see where the middle of this is at. You're gonna measure all the way up there, and you can do it like me, where it ends a little bit before the actual end of the paper, or you can just do it right at the end. So and after I do that, I marked it I put a little dot, and then I make a small line. This one is about 0.3, something like that, right there. And after you create that line, what you're gonna wanna do is, since you already have both sides made, this line here of the thickness of your letter, you're gonna wanna be able to match up. See if you can see it here. You're gonna be able to match up here to the end of that line and do the same thing on the other side, making sure that they're even. So where it ends here, it has to end over there. So you're gonna be able to put a straight line through without being crooked. And for this paper and this size of letters, which are 4 inches, you're gonna be able to only do 2. So I have one here, as you can see, and then I have the other one backwards over here. If I try to do a third one, it's gonna come out to be thinner. I can only do 2 at a time. And then after you make your template, you can actually go ahead and stack some of the paper. I have 2 here. Just stack them up, make sure that you're able to do it so it cuts your cutting time a little bit. And I recommend 2 papers because I tried to do it with 3 and it didn't work out so well. So with 2, I think it's perfect for the thickness of this paper. Now that I have everything cut out, I'm going to start adding the little details to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my ruler and measure up more or less about 1/2 inch from the top, so that way it has a space. Because you know how Crayolas have, like, or crayons have a divot here and then another divot here. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure 1/2 inch. Okay, 1/2 inch from the point, from this point over here. So I'll measure up right there and do 1/2 inch and another 1/2 inch right here to create the line. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, and also I'm going to do it on the other side. After you have done that, you're going to create a line to match up these 2 pieces, basically the 2 dots you have made. So you're going to go a straight line. Let me go ahead and do that and show you. After you do that, it should look like this. You can do it straight up with the marker, but I prefer to do it with pencil just in case if I mess up, I could erase it. After I've done that, then you're gonna go over it with a marker. And then you're gonna fill it out with the same marker. So it's going to look just like this. And I also was thinking that you could even use some tape, like electrical tape that comes in a black color or any other tape. And if it has the right width, you can use that too, so you don't have to go through the coloring or the painting. After you have done that, then you're gonna put your letter in the middle and it's gonna look like this. Now we're gonna make the holes so we can just put them in here and we can hang our sign. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, if you have a hole puncher, this will be so much easier, but you need one that it's not too big, like the hole is not big. Since I don't have one, I'm gonna be using this screwdriver, this tiny little screwdriver. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure exactly where I want it. I don't want it too much in the middle, and I'm gonna put it in this black stripe here. So I just do about 0.2 inches. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. Okay, 0.2 inches. I'm gonna get you close up here. Let's see, focus. Okay, right there. So 0.2 more or less. See where I have my 0, and then I'm just gonna kind of mark it. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And try to be as even as possible. I mean, I know it's hard, but so I have 1 and 2 right there. So what I do is Let me just put this down here. Okay. I don't know if you can see this, but basically I'm just gonna go by that point, and I'm just gonna kind of go gently and poke it through. Like that. And I'm gonna do the other side. It's kind of in the middle. Go gently. Poke it through. Like that. If your string or whatever you're using is that big, then just leave it like that. Mine is a little bit bigger because I'm using twine. So I grab a pencil and just kind of like make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to do the other one. Just kind of gently go in and do it. So I have those holes. So repeat that process for all of the letters, and I'll show you how to thread it now. I have my yarn here, or my twine, better said, and then you will want to organize your letters backwards, meaning whatever you want to be last is what you're going to put right on top. And you will want to make sure that your thread doesn't go across this way, it goes across the back. So that's why I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna loop it in the front. I'm gonna start in the front, thread it like so. So this part, it's on the back, and then put it back, kind of like if you're sewing. Get through. If for some reason it doesn't like you can always open up a little bit the hole in the back, and then just thread. And you just thread it. So it's gonna come out like, so you're gonna grab this end and do the same thing. You're gonna grab, and go here, the same way you did the other one. You're gonna poke through the front first, here, go through the back, and poke it out. So, it's hard to see. Let me grab my tool here, kind of to help myself here a little bit. Okay, here we go. Let me show you. Right, like so. So here's the final product. I did different letter colors. I did happy with yellow, and then birthday with green, and then again yellow here. But you can do it of the same color if you like. There it is. Thank you for watching.